This week on Dumb Pitches, my guest is Shanna Christmas, and we go through some very recent bad ideas, which include her getting fired. Very interesting story. Then we move on to how you should respond or reach out in DMs, which I think is good advice for a lot of people. And finally, just very casually mentions that she was in a relationship with a pimp for 4 years and essentially worked for him. It's a very fun episode. I'm excited for you to see it. Here we go. Dumb pitches.
What a bunch of dumb pitches. Oh my goodness.
Welcome to another episode of Dumb Pitches with Monica Nevi. I'm Monica Nevi, your host. This is the show where we talk to successful people about their worst ideas. I'm so excited for our guest this week in studio. Shanna Christmas is here. Yay.
Woo! I like the successful part because it's false.
Okay. All right. He's closing the door. It's hard to work with it. Just kidding. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks
So
for having
excited
me.
to
How
have
fun.
you.
Yeah.
What we do like to do is, first of all, call you successful, but then prove that you haven't only had bad ideas, because the bad ideas are really the point of the show.
Right.
But we're going to let everyone know that, don't worry, Shanna Christmas, hilarious stand-up comedian. You're an author. You wrote a book that you can get online as well, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
It's called You Ain't Nothing But a Bitch with a Wig on.
Yes.
Wig on.
Yes,
Yep,
yes.
there you go. And that's about your time as an occupational therapist assistant.
Yeah.
Hilarious. You've also been on Inside Jokes on Amazon. You've done a lot of festivals. You co-host a podcast called Topical Smoothie.
Wow. Not anymore. But.
Not anymore. You did. But I would direct people to your YouTube.
Yes.
Hilarious.
That's where I'm at right now.
Perfect.
Come to my YouTube
Yeah.
and subscribe to it because I just got fired and I need to be monetized.
There you go. Yeah, okay. Which this is on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube right now, as soon as we're done with this, just go right to
Yeah.
Shauna's YouTube and subscribe. That's easy.
Hit the thing.
Easy to do.
Do the thing.
Easy to do. All right. Well, that's I guess I'll just glaze over the fired part, but it's if you want.
It's probably one of my dumb pitches.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk about it.
Are
if
you ready
want to.
for that, or do you have more things you have to say first?
No, that's good. I've said all the things I need to say. Do I really need to say anything?
Number one dumb pitch, I think, would don't tell jokes at work.
Okay.
Don't
is that
joke
what
with your
happened?
coworkers.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
just don't assume your coworkers are cool.
That's That's actually a good life lesson. Don't assume anybody's cool.
Don't assume anybody's cool with your jokes. Your little jokey jokes, just don't make them. I
Okay.
don't know how you, especially in corporate America, maybe that's the issue because, working at nursing homes and stuff, you can just kind of say whatever because everybody's got dementia and they're rude. So,
Okay.
those things just kind of fly under the radar. You're in an insane place. But when you're at a desk, you might want to just keep your mouth shut, I guess. I don't know.
Got it.
I did tread softly, people.
Has it been long enough? Can we know what you were joking about? What you joked about?
I'll just say that my coworker has a very specific name that sounds like a very notorious terrorist.
Okay.
And he joked about stealing an airplane.
Oh.
And I said, you probably shouldn't joke about that considering your name is what it is. You can be a part of it, but just don't be the leader of it,
That is upsetting because they started joking about it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So it wasn't even really a joke. It's more like, hey, man,
Yeah.
be careful around these parts.
You're right.
The Americans are dying for a terrorist that doesn't have a name like Brad. You know what I mean? Our terrorists right now are just like Matthew and John. Like all the Bible names are insurrectionists right now.
That
So
is
they're
true.
they would love a Muhammad or whatever. You know what I mean? Just like anything different and brown.
Oh, anything brown.
They
Jump
would
right
jump
on
on that.
Yes.
So I'm just trying to make sure you stay clear.
There's more of advice, it seems like. Yeah,
but he thought that was harassment. And they have a zero tolerance policy for contractors, which is what I was. So they don't even get to talk to you. They say, well, somebody complained, you're fired. And so,
wow.
yeah.
So you didn't even get to plead your case?
No.
Okay.
Didn't
We're on your side.
it didn't even matter what my case was. I was like,
It's true.
it happened at a work lunch. We weren't even at work. We were like at some restaurant.
Oh, like off.
Yeah, offsite.
Offsite.
We went to lunch, went home, and the next day I get a phone call from my boss because I worked from home the next day, thank God, because it was snowing. And they were like, "Oh, this is really bad news. We heard about this thing you said." And I was like, "Yeah, okay. So what's the problem? Like,
Right.
And then she's like, "I wish you were at work today so we can talk to you in person." And I was like, "Yeah, well, I might come in, but I have a contract company." And then they called me and said, "This is what happened." I said, "Well, what's the process next?" And he was like, "Oh, they didn't tell you you're fired." I was like, "Huh?"
So she called you separately and was just like, "Wish you were here so we could fire you to your
Right,
face."
so we could have the grand escorting out.
Yeah.
The nice
So
Mardi
we wanted
Gras,
everybody to look at you while this
Yes.
happens.
the nice
Oh my
second
God.
line parade of you just getting walked to the gate.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
Yeah,
goodness,
so I was
okay.
like, I'm gonna come in at 4 when people go home and clean out my desk and leave like with some dignity. But thank you. You know?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. I mean, that's not. I mean, yes. Okay. I guess the actual bad idea there is assuming people are cool, and they're
Especially
just-
when they're laughing at the joke as we
Yeah.
walk out as a group.
What a hard.
Yeah.
And then I'm holding a grudge against that person
You
forever.
should.
I
You
mean,
should.
it's
Absolutely. It's funny though because at lunch I was like, "You guys subscribe to my YouTube channel. I need the numbers." And then they all subscribed. And then the next day I had one less. And I was like, "That motherfucker went back and took his subscription away."
I wonder what
Fair.
made it kind of. I mean, not that you have to fully process everything that happens all the time,
Yeah.
but for him to kind of be joking around and then like what changed, I guess, that made him complain
Yeah.
about it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's so weird because it's like you made the joke first, and I'm like cautionary, like
Yeah.
you're in a place where people might not be too kind to that kind of talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like saying bomb on an airplane. You know what I mean?
Right.
But-
And you guys work at a nursing home, right?
no. I was working for a corporate place.
Oh, this is when you work for the corporate.
This is my
okay.
corporate job
Got it,
now.
got it,
I have
got it,
segued out of nursing homes into sitting at a desk and getting paid more to do nothing.
got it.
And so, yeah.
Which seems okay. I was
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
say.
So yeah, I think if we were at a nursing home, he probably wouldn't complain, and if he did, they probably wouldn't care.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like,
I mean, yeah, people are offended all the time about old people. That's not.
it's the job.
Yeah, it's part of. It's the hazard of.
Yeah, you
working
literally
around
just
older-
get attacked all day long by the elderly.
mean,
and there's
that-
nothing you do about it. So
Right. That's what your book's about.
yeah, essentially being attacked by everybody else's grandparents and still having to be nice to them afterwards,
God.
which is
And take care of them too. In the you're like, I've always thought about that. Like, people who are mean to wait staff. I think that's dumb because they're in charge of your food. And people who are rude to medical staff. It's like that person's trying to help you not die.
yeah.
I don't know.
It makes
Pick
it
your
tough.
battles.
Yeah, especially with COVID. It's like if you are some crazy
yeah.
like, I don't think COVID is real, and all of a sudden you want to show up to the hospital like, "Help, I have COVID." It's like, well, do we help you? Like
it's not real.
it's not real. Go,
Right.
drink some baking soda or some shit. You know what I mean? Like
Whatever they told you. Yeah.
whatever online remedy you've discovered, ask Dr. Drew.
We were talking about Dr. Drew before this.
He might have the answers.
He might. Yeah, I don't know. That's funny. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So what were some of the other bad ideas that you thought of when
Ooh,
you wrote them
I,
down.
I,
and
I only
everything.
wrote another bad thing that I've done that I think
Perfect.
backfired.
It's right on in the same theme here.
I've been running into this thing as of late where I get fans at comedy shows, right? They follow you online as you instruct them to do,
Yes.
and then they DM you,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes you're just DM back like thanks, but then you open up the door to people asking you to like give you massages,
Oh.
and you're like, where, at your wife's house? Like it. So I would say, maybe not correspond with married fans.
It's hard. Well, because then you have to go through and figure out. That happens sometimes. Like people will comment, or I do get a lot of DMs, and you have to gauge if this person is harmless or not.
Right.
And then it's like, I did it with a comic the other day because I didn't like the tone of his. He was asking to be on a show, and it was very. I don't know this person.
Right.
Very like, hey, I want a spot on the show.
Oh,
I was like, I don't know you.
so it was a white man.
Yeah. And so I didn't respond because I was like, that's crazy. So when you can tell in the tone, because sometimes, like, especially men that DM you, they have a certain tone where you're like, oh, I don't need to get involved in this riff-raff.
Yeah.
But so, a lot of times it's just like, oh, I think you're funny or whatever, you know,
Harmless.
like it's complimentary. Little do we know that they are.
Right. It starts out as like, oh, how long are you in town? You should try these places to eat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool. Like, what
Things
else?
I want to know.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, you know, my wife or whatever, you're very hot. You're like, oh, what? What's going on?
Oh, wait.
I wanted to go to Dick's, the burger place.
Yeah.
Not,
This is a different
not
Dick's.
whatever you're doing right now.
That is that when I was single, because it's if you go to my profile, it's pretty obvious that I'm married now.
Yeah.
There would be more of a oh, I see you're coming to St. Louis or whatever, you should let me take you out for a drink, you know, like that kind of. But you're right, they're almost, because I feel like they've had years of practice of DMing, so they try to get you initiated by something, you know, mundane, not mundane, but not harmless, I guess, of just a compliment or a, you know, just a reaction to something that you actually said in the video, which is always, you're like, oh, they like
Somebody
actually watched the
it.
video. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. Then they hook you in, so they know you'll respond.
Yeah, it's like, you know, you're coming to town. Someone is like, I've always taken comics out to this bar every time. I always invite them after the thing,
And a few of them survive.
Yeah. So there are comedy fans that are like that.
Yeah.
That love comedy and like to hang out with us after we're done. But it's like, you want to get free drinks.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm not. I'm a Vegas girl. I'm like, you're gonna pay? Hell yeah.
Well, this is a funny thing too, because I feel like this maybe, well, it just happens to women more, maybe not only to women, but sometimes I feel safer if it's a couple, and I shouldn't.
That's two people
like,
that will murder
you.
you.
It's a married couple. You're like, oh yeah, these, you know, whatever, they remind me of my neighbors or whatever, and they're like, yeah, we'll come over here and we'll buy you drinks, and you know, sometimes that is all it is.
Right.
I don't do this alone ever. People after shows, I don't know if I ever did, but I have another comic with me or something too, because I'm like, this is, you never know. But then it can, I've been offered like threesomes and stuff quite a bit, and it's doesn't happen anymore. But it's, I would like start sweating, like I don't know how to get out of it. I'm so passive and like I don't want to be rude.
Right,
you know?
right.
What a lovely offer. But
you need those subscribers.
No, thank you. Yeah, exactly. That's two. You know,
it's two people with two separate YouTube accounts that we need.
Yes.
Okay. Unless you have a shared account on like social media where you're like, oh, someone cheated.
And that's
This is
not a good sign.
It's not a good
in the
sign.
first place.
If it's like Mike and so and so, you're like, okay.
One time I got out of it because my mom was next to me.
Oh, thank God. Thank you, Mom.
They were like, well, we just both decided that we thought you were attractive or whatever. I was like, this is my mom. And they were
She's
like,
attractive
what?
too.
Yeah.
That's
And
where
my
I
mom
get
was
it
like,
from.
My mom's, you know, she's chilling. She's like, were they trying to hook up with you? And I was like, yeah. She's like, ooh. Like, I know.
Yeah, you love a DM that's like, you're so funny and hot. I'm like, that part's not important.
Right. And then, I know.
That's not pertinent to my performance at all.
Not at all. If you could just not comment about my pants anymore, that would be nice. Thank you.
You know, it's like, but also I want free food. You know what I mean? Like it's,
Well, and then half the time I do ask, you know, I'm like, where should I eat when I'm in this place?
Right.
Or what should I do during
and they're
the
like,
day?
I'll take you.
Yeah.
Maybe you should just tell me what place.
Let me know if you need a guide. I don't.
Yeah.
The internet has got a lot of information.
You don't have to take me, but maybe you can tell me like who the bartender is, and then I'll go there and hang out and say you sent me, but you don't have to.
That has happened to me before.
Ooh.
Where, okay, so I was getting kind of a creepy vibe from somebody after a show or whatever, and they were like, you know, this is a good bar, that kind of thing. And so I did go like the next day, or the restaurant or whatever, went the next day, and mentioned to them, the bartender, like, oh yeah, this guy said that he knew you. And he's like, oh, that guy?
Oh.
Like, did not have a good reputation at the bar that he was like telling me to go to. I'm like, how do you act when he's in here? Because clearly he thinks you guys are like best friends. And he was like, oh yeah, Steve, don't talk to that guy.
Oh no. Yeah, he killed someone.
Right? They're like, he's in here all the time. When people say that, like, that's all they say. He's in here all the time. Not like,
Oh.
oh yeah, we love Steve. He comes. He's a regular. They're just like, no, he's in here a lot.
He's here.
Yeah, he's just here all the time.
We can't tell him to go away because he hasn't done anything
Yeah,
specifically.
He likes to sit at the end of the bar and DM people.
Yeah, he's here.
He's here.
Steve, why? And is it our faults that we talk to them? Like, it's not like we're trying to be up in their business, but sometimes it becomes like confessionals.
Yeah,
Sometimes they're just like, I don't feel appreciated at home.
that's so
And
interesting.
you're so nice. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm just listening.
Right.
Is that all?
You're like,
Just listen to people.
not even.
Seems like,
Yes, if everyone could listen a little bit more, then our DMs would be a safer
yeah,
space.
we just want to tell jokes. We don't want to do therapy. We don't want to have to do just like, I don't want your husband to massage me because you don't pay attention to him.
Or even want to massage you.
Yeah, like
It is a fine line, and I've talked to other female comics about this before, and I'm sure other just artists have this problem, but there's a fine line of like not losing the subscriber and not being in a weird situation.
there's
or
little Harvey Weinsteins all over the place.
Oh yeah,
You don't think about it that way, but they have power.
they feel very empowered right now.
They
too.
are
Like,
very empowered. They
yeah.
know all the best taverns.
they do. They know where it's dark.
They know where it's dark. They know where to get a nice cheap burger someplace, some little dirty floor place,
Yeah.
little dirty spoon or whatever they call it.
Oh,
And then-
greasy spoon. That sounds like the
Whatever-
dirty spoon.
Whatever it is, they know where it is. And
On
you're
the
like,
floor.
that sounds interesting.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's like, it puts the lotion in the basket.
Yeah. You wake up. Um,
Ah.
No, I had a question. I was going to say, has this ever happened to you? But now I'm
Uh-oh.
forgetting what it was. Yeah, it'll come back to me. I promise.
I hope so.
So when you're on the road, what is normally like your plan of action after a show? Because that's the thing. Like, I do like to go and like
Dang.
find the dirty spoon or whatever.
Is it greasy?
It's greasy spoon,
Oh.
I think. But
I got my terms mixed up
Yeah.
because I went to college in Florida and they would call some of these nightclubs a dirty floor.
dirty floor. Okay.
Because you're like, oh, it's
Yeah.
ratchet in there.
Right.
But it's fun.
Stick a little bit.
You get Hennessy for $3.
Yes.
So
That'll do it.
a greasy spoon, sure. Same thing. I'm always like, I haven't been on the road in so long now. It's kind of confusing. Like, what do I like to do? What's happening out there in the world? It depends because I'm always like staying with comedians. Like, can I stay on your couch? I want free room and board. I want like free drinks. If there's like a nightclub, I want to see what their clubs look like for some reason. 'Cause
That's interesting, especially in smaller places.
yeah, like what do you guys do around here? And then you go, you're like, oh wow,
Right.
okay.
You just want to ride the bull? I don't.
I don't.
I'll
But
watch you do it.
yeah. Do you want to ride them?
Good luck.
It looks fun, but then they do a thing where you like,
Yeah.
and you're like, all right, you're getting too
That
sexual.
guy's job is to like knock you off of it, right? So that's,
It's not. It's to make you like gyrate in front of people, and then he knocks you off. But yeah, I usually like to go out and just kind of do 20-year-old stuff.
yeah.
You know,
Okay, that makes sense.
how late can we stay up in this tiny little town?
Yeah. When do things close? I'm always interested when things close. What's
Yes.
actually open late? Where do you guys go? I ask that on stage sometimes. I'll be like, what do
Yeah.
you guys do after this? And then they're
Sometimes
like,
I'm always-
everything's closed.
Yeah, that sucks
Yeah.
because where are the strippers?
Losing jobs, I guess.
I'm all about going to find a stripper or something. I just want to see what people are doing. I'm just so nosy.
I used to go to strip clubs a lot, especially in smaller places, because that was a thing that was open usually late,
Yeah.
and then I'm always with male comedians, so we had, and it really varies from place to place.
I mean, I'm from Vegas, so you're just like strip club capital of the world. We're
Yeah.
like, the world's largest strip club is at the Sapphire. You're like, why is it so big? You're like, it's a restaurant. They have a pool. You're like, oh, it's like an athletic club.
Everything's got different rules, or every states have different rules too. If people can
Yeah.
be naked, or if you can eat, or you know,
Right.
all
And
the
if you can
different
drink, because it's like if it's 18 and over, you can drink, but it's fully nude.
Yeah.
But if it's topless, it's 21, and you it's like, huh? It's like,
Yeah.
But I just want to see what the girls are doing. You know,
Yeah.
are they twerking, clapping cheeks? What's going on?
That's always interesting too. People in smaller places. Well, I don't even know if it's smaller places. Maybe anywhere. Comedy audiences have real opinions about which strip clubs to go to.
Yeah.
Like, we've joked about it before, and then they're like, "No, don't go to that one. Go to this one." Like they're always.
It's territorial.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in a small town. Like, is this the only one?
Yeah, that's fair. Or do you drive 20 minutes to get to a different place with the
That's not. Now that sounds
better
kind of
or
scary.
it's always scary.
20
but-
minutes?
Yeah. Don't go to a second location. That's not
Yeah,
good.
like if it's like down the street, sure, but like I need to be able to like get back to where I'm staying safely. Like, is it a strip club? Let me pull it up. Someone's house.
That's always, yeah,
right. There's just like some girls dancing in somebody's house.
a motel that we passed. It's
I-
connected to a motel. I haven't been to one where it was connected to a motel, and I was like, okay,
Oh wow,
this isn't just a strip club.
people get murdered there, kidnapped.
Prostitution is what I thought, but sure, yes, those things
Trafficking.
probably happen. Yeah,
God, America is dark.
it is. It's a dark place out there.
It's so dark.
You thought it was dark in the DMs. Wait till you see the real stuff.
It's so funny because when I was in my 20s, I was dating a pimp, which is also probably a bad idea. I've made the one other person in the room say, Jesus.
Yeah, that's good. He doesn't react all the time, so that's pretty
I'm
good.
killing it. Making great life choices. Dating a pimp in your 20s, probably not a good idea.
I think that's when you do it, though, probably. But I don't know. Of any
Right.
time, if you're going to.
Yeah,
20s
that's true.
is
You probably don't want to do it at like 40. Like,
Yeah, more agile is probably good.
what's going on? But I remember like going on Craigslist a lot and like looking at ads and how you can like bait like little young prostitutes, like, you know, to come be part of your harem. I don't know what the fuck I was doing, but I was, you know, that was my
Were you
job.
the madam.
Yeah, I was almost like the RA.
Okay.
That's what I call it.
The
I was the RA
the
for the
prostitute
bitches.
RA.
It was.
Okay.
It's just like, you guys calm down, keep it down. You know,
Okay, I see.
make sure you have your heels are nice and shiny. You know, clear heels, get dollar bills. That was a thing that I
Nice.
was told to say. I still don't feel comfortable saying it because I'm not cool. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not.
It was very polite the way you
Yeah,
said
it's
it.
like, now, yeah, it's like motherly.
now
like,
girls,
no,
remember.
yeah. I was just trying to empower them the best way I could. You know.
Did you feel a little conflicted in that
Oh my
space?
God. Yeah, it was definitely, it was like, I try to joke about this on stage where I'm like, I don't even understand how I got into the thing. And then I stayed for like 4 years.
Oh, wow.
I was
Okay,
like
yeah.
brainwashed a little bit like the prostitutes were. Like my self-esteem was very low. I'm like, well, at least he likes me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but then you're like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
But,
Took
you know,
your job seriously, I guess.
yeah, I
is what
did take it. I'm making sure they don't go to jail, you know, and
well, maybe that's a bit of it too. You feel
like I'm
for
helping them somehow.
trying to protect them a little bit.
Like, you want to fill out a college application? Do you want to learn?
What are your plans after this?
Yeah, you
What's
want to
your
read some
5-year
books?
plan?
Yeah. So yeah, it was weird. Like you go to like strip clubs and stuff, and you try to recruit, you know, girls.
That was part of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that, and like going on Craigslist and like seeing who's posting ads and being like, this ad sucks. You should let me fix your thing up for you or whatever.
Got it. Okay, because they were maybe already doing the prostitution through Craigslist.
Yes.
I've seen ads like that,
Craigs-
even in Washington.
Yeah. I think there was a page, I forget what it was called, but they got rid of it after a while because they were like, so many roses for like this thing, or this costs this many roses. And I was like, what are, you know, they have to change the terminology and stuff.
Got
like
it.
that. Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
whole,
I feel like once people start to know what the terminology is, it's too late. It's already changed to
right.
something else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
There's also a nice little section on
Where is
Craigslist called cake farts and stuff.
What?
There's some guy who was like, I'll pay you $300 if you can fart on command. And I was
Okay.
like, oh, I wish I could fart. God.
I have friends who do like burping and stuff, like videos of burping and stuff.
Really?
In the same vein as like feet pictures and stuff, but they'll burp. Men really like that.
Oh.
We had a guest on here, Christina Walkinshaw, who has an OnlyFans for that, and
just
she
burps?
and at some point she was like, "Do you want me to do it on here?" And we were like, "Yeah."
Was it this microphone?
No, she was over Zoom, but that's like the most viewed. Like on the, you know how you can see on YouTube when people how long they watch it and stuff, it like spikes right
Oh
at that
my
part because people
gosh.
search it, and it has like a ton of views compared to the other episodes.
Oh my God.
It's a very yeah. So I've heard, and then like I saw a Craigslist ad once for like, oh, what do they call it? Water play when you pee on people. I forget what it's called, but
yeah, I can't remember.
I don't remember.
Do
But
you
yeah,
know?
it was somebody wanted to be peed on. Blake's learning a lot. This
He's just
episode.
learning a lot right now. Yeah, that peeing on people is. It's hard.
It's hard.
It's performance anxiety.
Yeah, I bet. That's
I had a friend that wanted me to pee on him once. And I was like, I'll do you a solid. I'll do it. And then I just couldn't do it.
Yeah. I think I've never tried, but
just hover over a person, just like,
I get stage fright in a stall anyways, so that's not gonna help.
Yeah, I can pee.
There's a tarp. I don't know. This is too much pressure.
I think you have to have a lot of confidence in yourself.
As a urinator?
Just on a person.
Okay.
Because it's not, you're like in a room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but you're like, I'm going to stand over this person and give it to him. You know what I mean? Like, that's moxie, baby.
I would say, too, I've never really tried to aim, so that would be hard.
Yeah. There's a lot that goes into it.
Anyways, yeah.
If
you because I don't ever want to shame anybody for kinks. I think
not at all.
Yeah,
I'm proud of anybody who can do it.
Yeah,
I couldn't.
What are some of the tips and tricks, I would say, to making sure you could do that? It seems easier if a man was going to pee on someone.
Well, there is a technique. I think you have to kind of pull up on your meat so it pushes out.
Okay.
Depends on what your target is, though.
In what angles? Yeah, I'm trying. There's
My
a lot
mom
of
taught me how to pee
visualization
standing up.
Okay.
So
nice.
she's like, this is how you don't get it on your shoes. You just stand up and then you pull up on your situation, and it angles the urethra away from your shoes.
I wish I knew that a long time ago.
I mean, you could always try it. I wouldn't recommend you try it in your bathroom because I did it in the bathroom and it hit the back of the toilet.
You're like, that really works. Yeah.
Then I had to clean up pee.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I'm just, it's the Northwest. Used to camp quite a bit, and then
there you go.
It was more of like a squat, and
nope.
I don't know. It was really, I hated doing it, so I'd wait until it was too late, and then I'd have to run somewhere. So I'd always like be on a hill, and then it's like rolling down the hill towards my hand. I'm like, ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
I wish I knew that.
Stand in pool, my friend.
Huh.
Next summer.
Yeah. I'm trying it for sure. Tell your mom thanks.
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea. This is how. Yeah. Okay, I mean, honestly, we had a real spectrum of ideas from you. This was great. You had the very recent, make sure we understand that not everybody's cool. So just, they don't deserve your humor is what it comes down to. I mean, my favorite might have been the fact that you just very casually were like, oh yeah, I dated a pimp for 4 years and was employed there.
Yeah.
It wasn't even an intentional one. Yeah. And then answering DMs or just really the treachery that is the DMs.
Right. Yeah.
And maybe this will help somebody. So would you prefer, if that was someone's intention, to be creepy in your DMs, for them to just do it off like right away without the like pretending to just not necessarily pretend you like, but the trying to hook you in? Would you rather like them just be like, hey, I'm just want to be upfront, I want to massage you,
right,
my wife hates me, let me know how you feel, Charles,
Yeah, I think I would prefer that method better.
Okay.
I love informed consent.
Yeah.
Tell me all the things that are wrong with you so I can decide what I want to do next.
Yeah.
Don't try to hide.
And if you get a response that really means something, then you didn't trick the person
I don't
into
feel
responding.
duped. I don't want to be showing up to your house for, a sandwich and you've got a damn massage table out.
It's true. It's just lunch is on it.
Yeah, you got my deli meat on this greasy ass table. Like, what?
Who else has been on this? Oh, God.
Why did you put a tarp down or any kind of blanket? Why is it just a naked meat and bread on this?
To do this again.
Why?
Just be upfront. That's why I'm a big, I've started to feel really bad for people who are in very conservative, sheltered situations and have these more, because they feel so much shame for just liking something. I think if you have informed consent and you find someone who's also into that, nobody's getting hurt, I think you should do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
So be more upfront about it, and that seems to be maybe the better tactic in the DMs too.
Yeah, because I think for us as comedians, right, we're telling our own personal stories on stage, and people feel like they know you when you get done, and they feel like they can talk to you about stuff, and you're like,
I don't know you, though.
Yeah, like I know all about my business because I just did half an hour up there.
Right.
You're hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what about my jokes? It's like, well, I said you were hilarious too. I'm like, yeah, but.
And they're like, do you want to come hang out with us? I'm like, I don't know who you are.
Yeah, it's so I would say, if anything, fans of comedy. take it easy.
Here's my advice.
You know,
Yeah.
be upfront about your things. Go to therapy. Oh, just go talk to somebody else.
That seems like that would help in the wife situation and in the saying too much in the DM situation.
Yeah, I think
Talk
if
to your
somebody
therapist.
was like, "Do you think that's appropriate?"
Yeah.
Before you send it, like have a little like psychiatrist in your brain that says, "Do you think you should send that?"
Check it. That's what's on your shoulder. Not an
Yeah.
angel and a devil, a psychiatrist and Dr. Drew.
Or get vanish mode. You know that where you just delete it. You know, like
Yeah, I'm very confused. I do that on accident all the time.
Yes,
But
yes.
I'm like, how do I get it back to the thing?
yeah, take a beat.
Yeah.
Right.
That's actually my stepson. This week we were working on taking a second before we make a decision so that we know it's a good choice.
Man.
I think that's relevant for
We
everyone.
need a fucking rainbow for that right now. The more you know, or what, something. I feel healed by this, and I feel like people watching are like, you know what? This bitch got a point.
This is good.
I'm gonna subscribe to her channel
I
because
didn't
I feel
know
like
this
she
show
helped
was
me.
so inspirational, but here we
Yeah.
are. Yeah.
Now they're gonna DM me and say, "Wow, I saw you on Monica Nevi's thing, and I want you to talk to me about my problems."
My problems
Now
in
you've
there, just
opened the
straight up.
door.
But now you can say, I cannot respond to that because you know what it's going to end up being.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Okay, so now is the part when we normally plug stuff, but I feel like it's just going to
Oh,
give
okay.
people the opportunity to
Okay.
find you to DM you. But so, yeah, where can people find you, follow you, subscribe, all those things?
I'm on all the platforms under Shanna Christmas, SHANNA Christmas. I am building my YouTube, obviously, and it's Shanna Christmas on there as well. And I have a book, like you said, it's on Amazon. I usually sell them on my website and sign them, but I don't have any more, so go to my Amazon.
Right. Go buy
Just
'em
put
on
a link
Amazon.
somewhere.
Yeah,
There'll be a
yeah,
link
we'll
somewhere.
put links to your YouTube and
'cause-
the Amazon.
Yeah, and that'll help me make some money, I guess. And my birthday's coming up on Christmas, so send me some money.
Yeah. I mean, it just like blew. Your birthday's really on Christmas?
Yeah,
And
I
your
use
last
it's
name
a
is
stage
Christmas?
name
Okay, got it.
because I need attention.
Yes.
I go a whole,
Well, and before, in that corporate life, you don't want people looking yet.
Exactly. So I've got a dual life.
There
I
you
can
go.
be Shauna Christmas off work and still get fired for my jokes at work, and so it's fine.
It all worked out.
Cancel culture needs to be stopped.
It does. Stop
So,
it
yeah.
now and
Yes.
follow. Yeah.
Follow me and do other things. Yes.
Yeah,
And-
absolutely.
and I'm
And
serious.
then-
Send me some money.
Go see live too. I think that's great. Yes.
Yes,
If
wherever
it comes
I'll be-
up,
I'll
see
be
your
in
live.
New York
Hilarious.
in January, and I've got some shows. But if you follow me, you'll be able to see what's going on with that,
Yep.
and you can come to those or whatever. And yeah,
Everything's gonna be good. Don't worry, it's gonna be great. It's good. Yeah, if you're on YouTube, just head right over and subscribe now. Or if you're not already subscribed here for some reason, do that as well.
yeah. What the hell?
We also we also have YouTube memberships for behind the scenes, and you get the episodes a day early and things like that. And rate and review, subscribe on the audio platforms that you use. I'm really good at this part.
Perfect. You're doing great.
But right now, you can just keep watching dumb pitches.
You're weird.
Yes.